drones are already on the job in photography, surveying, and law enforcement. Someday they might drop off your Amazon package at your house or even fly you to work. One New Mexico university is playing a big role in advancing drone technology. The story from KRQE News 13 pilot reporter Bob Martin.
This plane, being prepped at the Las Cruces airport to fly about 50 miles west to near Deming and back, has no pilot. You'll ruffle some feathers here if you call it a drone. To these researchers, it's an unmanned aircraft, a UAV or UAS.
Anything you can use a manned aircraft for, you can fly an unmanned aircraft to do that same function. It's safer in many instances because you don't have a pilot on board.
New Mexico State University's UAS Flight Test Center has a fleet of pilotless aircraft. 10 years ago, the FAA made this America's first civilian drone test center with access to thousands of square miles of airspace. This Aerostar has no brakes, so a good hand grip keeps it in position while the motor spins up. Then release. Humans pilot the tricky takeoffs and landings by remote control, using the same device hobbyists do for model planes. But
you don't have as much power, so you got to fly it more like a manned aircraft in regards to flying, trying to stay above the power curve.
Aloft, a computer takes over. Some flights here go hundreds of miles. New sensors are tested, and electronics to someday allow unmanned aircraft to avoid other aircraft. Until then, a manned chase plane always closely follows this UAS across New Mexico. The crew makes sure the drone does not endanger other aircraft.
To operate and supervise the aircraft while it's aloft, NMSU has a mission control, much like what you would find for a space flight.
Okay, Roger, I'll set for 10.
The drone knows where to go, so usually controllers just monitor systems and mission progress. A pilot here can still take over, but without clues from the sights and sensations you get on a manned aircraft.
It's even more intense with an unmanned aircraft, so that when something does go wrong, you can't feel it. You've got to pick up on it right away from a display of some type.
NMSU does not just fly its own drones. Companies like Vanilla Aircraft come here to tap NMSU's expertise and vast airspace. Vanilla's VA-1 is designed to fly 10 days nonstop, mapping, studying weather, observing.
We can go to places where other unmanned aircraft or other aircraft can't go currently. We can go out over the middle of the ocean and stay there for multiple days.
NMSU helps advance both very small and very large unmanned aircraft. Sometimes they test new miniaturized autopilots and other electronics, critical technology for what big drones might be doing in just a few years.
Flying without a chase plane, performing missions, and automatically avoiding any other aircraft that are out there.
In Las Cruces, Bob Martin, KRQE News 13.
Fascinating stuff. While NMSU was chosen by the FAA for drone research 10 years ago, in late 2013, the agency named 6 more test sites. All now work to advance drone technology and keep it safe.